Good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market update. And this update is for the evening, as we're here now on Tuesday, the 19th of August, 2025, just after 7 p.m. Central Time. Well, the stock market's selling off. Didn't know if it would happen or not. The market had a bullish embedded reading status going into today. Now the market's losing that, which is problematic for the whole marketplace. Metal markets are fairly stable. The dollar just opened. It's up 5 points. You're down in most of the currencies. But this is just spinning wheels as I see it. What the stock market said is it's not ready to just run in front of Jackson Hole when Fed Chair Powell is going to speak at the end of the week. And that's what you have to remember. This market's fighting a battle. It's looking to see what it can and can't do. And money's coming out and rotation is going on. You've got a little bit of a bounce tonight, and I use the word little bit with quotes around it, in the energy markets. I'm still not seeing what should make the energy markets rally. In the grain markets, rain and nice weather, well, that puts you right where you're at in this market. And as you can see, the crops are doing fairly well. Now, we've had a lot of rain recently that could, in fact, impact some of the soybeans. So you want to keep your eye on beans because at any point you can get them light up. The Soybean Farmers Association wrote, actually, the president explaining how dire the situation is for them, hoping they can get the president to do something more with China. Don't know if that'll happen. China considers us pariah. They buy us only if they have to buy from the U.S. right now. It's not that they avoid, but they have a good chain of supply with Brazil, and that's where they put their eggs. When you look at the markets right now, you can see that you're pretty flat. But before I get to all this, maybe we should take a look at the news tomorrow. You're going to get at 6 in the morning the Mortgage Bankers Association numbers. At 1 o'clock, we're going to get the Fed minutes. Everybody will pour through that, and they'll see that who was divided where and ideas to what's going on. Crude stocks, we saw a decline finally in the big stocks. However, you did build a little bit in gas and distillates. And finally, we're starting to get some numbers about the Cushing oil stocks, and they were down 100,000 barrels. So not really doing an awful lot one way or the other there. So as we come to the markets, maybe the chart should do the talking. You backed off for the week so far. You're down 0.7%, so you're basically close to unchanged. The market, as you can see, is having trouble right here, starting to break down. The pattern is one of a higher high and a lower low when I connect the brown line. The brown line is a swing line, and what you do is you take the current price and you connect it to either the top or the bottom with 5 rules that I teach in my charting course on the website. And we have this indicator available in TradingView and our own charting software. But it's neutral right here. I think you're going back to fight a battle at this point to the 18-day average of closes around the 64.08 level, which is about 20 points lower. You can see the market ran, when we come back and look at it now, that the current breakdown under here coincided with losing the embedded reading. Now, the embedded reading didn't, on my work, give me a complete violation. It closed at 79.47. Has to close under 79 in order to be a violation. You're certainly right now at 74, but it's only 7 o'clock. You can come back from that. In the NASDAQ, not the same thing. You were overbought, breaking down a bit. When we come to the Dow, higher lows, higher highs, outside day up. If you take out today's lows, look for the market to instantly get back towards that 44,576. That's what I would assume it would do. It doesn't mean I'm right. If it took that out and then took the high out, well, then I'd look for the Bollinger Band. But you should not really take that out. That's the probability that I look at. When we look at the Russell, lower highs, lower lows, correction time. Maybe you can get back to the 18-day average here. In the DAX, stalling out. Remember, we were coming up here and I said, you're overbought. I have doubts you're going up to that Bollinger Band. Doesn't mean I'm bearish. I'm not. You'd have to take out the lows of Monday in order to get me saying, okay, now the market looks like it wants to return to the 18-day average. In the bonds and notes, you're in no man's land. You're just stuck in this sideways action, and you've been here for quite a while in the 5 years doing the same identical thing. When we step over to the dollar index, my special report on the dollar said maybe you can get back to the 18-day average, but there's a lot of fighting to go on here. Are you going to take out this low or this high to decide what the next major move is? Right now, you're in no man's land. In the eurocurrency, you're correcting from an overbought condition, could pull all the way back to the 18-day average or lower. If the dollar doesn't know what it's going to do, I doubt the euro does. The pound did run out of steam as we were talking this week on that rally. Bitcoin, you realize, has just gone from $125,000 down to $112,860. So it's quite a bit of a break the market's had. It's oversold. I'm not looking for it to get much beyond the Bollinger Band on this break. That doesn't mean I'd be a bottom picker, but I think you'll see the short covering from this point on. In Brent, lower highs and higher lows. That is not a trend. WTI crude, it's the same thing. Lower highs, higher lows, but it has an embedded reading, as does the Brent. So these bounces are really bounces that are probably getting sold in both, looking for lower pricing. That's not the case in gasoline. It's done a job of holding the 100-day average. The resistance has been the 200 in this gray area, and it's been doing that back and forth for days on end. And you continue to make lower lows in that gas. Is the market strung out to the downside? Absolutely. It's also oversold, but until it's done breaking, it isn't done. So you want to use a lot of caution when you look at that. Want to remind you, we've got these reports coming out tomorrow morning. I also want to remind you, if you'd like to get our reports, just move your cursor up to the top here at any time. Give a click. It'll take you to the free offers. Sign up, and you'll get on the list. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day. I'll catch up with everybody in the other videos tonight or first thing in the morning flash tomorrow. Take care.